Hello and welcome to Reading with Jim Larsen. I am Jim Larsen. Right now I'm going to read to you from this book in my hand. It's called Practical Paleo, written by Diane Sanfillippo, BSNC. Can you see that? I got that in the page. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. I'm going to read a section here. It's on page 77 if you want to read along, if you have this. If you don't have it, you should get it. I'll give a plug to this book. It's really good. A lot of good recipes. You can see I bookmarked a lot. And I've read this whole book. It's changed my life. No joke. It really did. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it, but it did. Okay. I'm reading a section called Healing Digestion, page 77. What happens in your gut is critical to your overall health. The food you eat can't nourish you properly if your digestive system isn't able to break it down into smaller molecules of nutrition that can be absorbed by the bloodstream and carried throughout the body to your cells. Where was I? There I am. This is how your body extracts energy from the food you eat. And this is the process, and if this process is disrupted, the food that you eat isn't able to nourish you. This is especially important when you aren't feeling well or you know your digestion feels off somehow, because you need the nutrients from your food to be able to heal. So getting your digestion working smoothly is of utmost importance, not only for your digestive system but also for any other health challenges you're facing. Digestion involves a series of steps that require several organs to work in concert with one another. Think of digestion as a top to bottom process. You may think it starts in your mouth and ends you know where, but digestion actually begins before the food enters your mouth. In fact, it begins with your brain. The brain. Remember when you were a kid and your mother made you wait 30 minutes after lunch before swimming or running around to play? There's a good reason to leave a window between eating and heightened activity. Your body can't focus on digesting food when you ask it to perform other actions like active play or exercise. Physical activity or any activity that's stressful, including a dreaded work meeting or life event, occurs in a different psychological and mental state, the sympathetic dominant state or fight or flight mode, than what you need for digestion. In fact, your thoughts can impair or improve salivatory response, stomach acid production, enzyme secretion, and the release of digestive hormones. It's your job's brain. Your brain's job. Why did I say that? It's your brain's job to decide whether to divert attention to stress responses, such as when you exercise, or to nourishing functions like resting and digesting. If you're in fight or flight mode because of a mental or physical stressor, your body diverts energy and blood flow away from the digestive process and toward other priorities like managing and responding to stressful stimuli. If your brain senses that the body needs to be on alert or handling stressors, the natural cycle of rest and digest is switched off, which means that autonomic or subconscious body functions are down-regulated. Therefore, if you want to digest your food optimally, allow a mental break or chill-out period when switching from a stress state into a state where you are ready to rest and digest food, known as the parasympathetic state. This goes against most things you've been told about post-workout nutrition, right? Doesn't it? You have likely been told to make sure you eat within 30 minutes of working out, but you actually should wait until 30 minutes after your workout. No, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. You have been likely told to make sure you eat within 30 minutes of working out, but you actually should wait until 30 minutes after your workout. What you've been taught is ideal for professional athletes and bodybuilders, but not for the average person. Unless you're extremely active and need extra calories as a result, as in the case of a coach who trains people all day or someone with a very active job, the directive to eat within 30 minutes of a workout doesn't apply to you. If your activity level is high and you want to eat immediately after a workout, liquid foods are easier to digest as they don't require the same digestive function. The reason we have been told to eat within 30 minutes of working out is that we may gain a metabolic advantage from calories taken in during this window of time because we've just depleted our nutrients somewhat during the workout. Our bodies can utilize the carbohydrates and protein in food very quickly. The problem is that it's nearly impossible to gain this advantage from whole foods when your digestive system is still in fight or flight mode. The average person, all right, listen to this. The average person who exercises regularly but does not train hard as a competitive athlete takes in sufficient food each day to replace the nutrients depleted in exercise. In fact, many of my clients have found that dropping their post-workout shake allows them to finally lose the fat they've been battling for months. Instead, they wait at least 30 minutes after a workout before eating solid whole foods as their usual meal at their usual mealtime. What can go wrong? If you don't relax into rest and digest mode before you eat, your digestive function won't work optimally, which means a decrease in stomach acid production, as well as impaired either too fast or too slow overall digestion. You know what I'm talking. Yeah, I know you've experienced that, right? How to fix it. All right, listen to this part. Listen. Whether you're in fight or flight mode, actually from an intense workout or chronically from a stressful life, the fix is the same. Take a few minutes, as many as you can, to relax and breathe when you sit down to eat. Yes, I said sit down, and I don't mean in the car while driving. Making a conscious effort to activate the rest and digest mode so that you can eat in a calm, mindful state will help your entire digestive process run smoothly, literally. So relax, decompress, rest your mind, and take a few deep breaths before sitting down at the table to eat. Do your best not to eat on the run, in your car, or immediately before or after exercise. This has been Reading with Jim Larsen from Practical Paleo. Yeah.